JD, can you just describe what this week was like and how you feel like you guys performed against Navy?
It was definitely, to start off, just like an extra, just the count of like physicality, just an extra amount of physicality in practice, and whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and just a big emphasis on preparing and making sure everybody does like 111, make sure that everyone does their individual job. And so just that extra emphasis has just made us be able to be successful today.
Coach Kelly told us about Drew's knee injury. What does that say about just the toughness that he has, that he's still fighting through that and making sure he's out there for you guys?
Yeah, Drew is one of the most gritty, hardest working dudes that's on this team, and like it's crazy to see someone like that, like questionable as to whether he was going to even play, and then he comes out here and just has an amazing performance. And so it's just awesome to be able to follow his lead and learn from someone like that, and just be able to have someone that is able to lead our defense just like that.
We heard from Jack about Kurt Heinrich, but what did you see from him, from your close proximity and what he was doing today?
Those guys definitely do not get enough credit, especially the interior guys. And I think throughout fall camp it was really great to see that Coach Freeman, we have an ISO cam where like we'd highlight one position every day and like see if you're running the ball and stuff. But like sometimes they don't get enough credit, and you don't see like the work that they're doing to take on double pounds, like to have 600 pounds of force and be able to hold their ground. And so I mean, they're obviously like the reason why anyone else can make plays. It starts up front, and it's just awesome, and like we're thankful to have guys that are willing to do that job.
Thanks, JD.
Go to Angelo next in the front middle.
JD, where do you, similar question I asked Jack, where do you feel the defense is at this point in the season, you know, with ups and downs that maybe you guys have experienced throughout the year?
Yes, sir. We definitely had some ups and downs, and I think Jack had a really good answer in the sense that like when we are playing with good fundamentals, well, when we're communicating, everyone's on the same page, like that's where teams like can't run the ball on us, can't pass the ball on us. Like they might lead one or two runs here, or may hit one deep shot, but when we're on the same page, it's that ability, like just to be able to play, everyone's hustling and finishing on the ball. Like we're in very hard, like defense, very almost unstoppable defense.
And maybe you'll steal Jack's answer on this one too, but going from, you know, the offenses you face to Navy, is that harder, or is it harder to go from Navy to Virginia this coming week?
Personally, I would just think it's a little harder to go to Navy just because it's such a different style of offense, and just the speed is so hard to replicate. And so, I mean, our coaches did a great job preparing us, and Jack touched on it, but like the scout team did an unbelievable job, and it's cool to see like our defensive coordinator to go over there and make sure that we have the absolute best look there is, and to see like the scout team cheering. I mean, it's really not a great feeling when the scout team's cheering because they hit a long one, and we know that Navy's gonna be better than that. So like just that ability to be able to prepare and go about that way.
Go to Tim O'Malley, one row back.
JD, they're more fullback reliant than even most Navy teams are. What is kind of your job and Drew's job, or the inside linebackers, when they're going to get 25, 26 carries out of the fullback, and you know they're going to get at least 20 coming into this game?
Yeah. The biggest thing to touch on is just like the things you know you need to do in football: staying low, being physical, and playing inside out. And so as long as we did that job, it was going to be successful. And I mean, it's also a credit to, once again, the interior guys. They're in there like battling every single snap so that we can make plays and have the opportunity to be able to make plays.
Now that the game's over, I could probably ask you, how many people is it their first read? I mean, is it the interior guys, both inside linebackers? Is it Jack in the back end? I mean, is it all playing off the fullback with them, other than the edge guys?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, for defensively, individually, all you guys, how many people on the defense, the first read is the fullback? Is it both interior guys, both inside linebackers? Is it almost everyone?
Definitely the linebackers. And I mean, we try to make sure we assign like a guy on the inside piece, outside piece of the dive, the fullback dive, the quarterback, and the pitch guy, and know that guys will be running inside out and playing with effort to get there. So just making sure that we have enough paths to the ball and people aren't getting cut out.
Any more questions? Go to Pete.
JD, Marcus going down and sort of like getting with the scout team, is that rare? Has that happened so far this season, or was this sort of unique?
It's happened, but I think he just made a greater emphasis. Like he was doing these things called voiceovers, where he has the like Navy film up and talking through like, this is what we need, this is the kind of look we need from you. And then he had our this week's practice up as well and film, and he was talking through like, here's what we need the scout team to do better so that we can be successful on the field. And he put that up on the server and make sure the guys watched it. So like just that greater emphasis really helped.
And I guess in terms of the tension in practice, like, is that rare though? Like, I don't know if you've sort of seen the scout team as amped up as they were this week.
It's rare in some sense, but it's not as rare as you would think. There's always tension, and I mean, we're very grateful. Like, I've been on scout team before, and so like, I'm very grateful of that, and like, I really try to make an emphasis to go by like on Thursdays, like, appreciate it, like, thank you. Like, I've been there, and just like, especially the younger guys, like, you come in a big time recruit and you go to scout team, and it's pretty humbling, and you don't always know how to take it, and just like, I try to hopefully help just like in that sense.
And now that the game's complete, who had more success against the defense, the scout team or actual Navy?
Scout team did hit a touchdown, a couple touchdowns, so.